All right, let's see if this works.
Are we caught back up?
I just started streaming again.
Yeah. Say hi if you can hear me.
Hello.
I'm gonna check ping that one. Check stream delay that one. Seems better, I think. Hello, Jasper. Okay, yeah, it's fine now. It's a normal amount of delay now.
All right.
Also, Mr. Rose Spade says we can do height first.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I see. All right. So welcome to the Opus Magnum 2025 tournament, week 1. I am Hexen, and I'll be your host for the next 8 weeks. Uh, this is the week. This is the week 1 puzzle, the hydrophobic water, and you have to attach 2 hydrophobic particles, so to speak, into distilled water, and you have to color the water molecule using the Berlo wheel, with air and earth, which is located on the opposite sides of the wheel.
Yeah, one thing we've been seeing a lot in your notes this week is everybody hates Furlough now. Nobody likes Furlough. All my homies hate Furlough.
As if it wasn't the case before.
Everybody hates Furlough even more now.
All right.
True. You can see the people coming and commenting on that.
All right. I'll start with height solve first, as discussed before. Sorry,
Start
roll
with
of
6
spade.
height.
All right. At 55th place, King
Oh
of Spade.
boy. I believe we can start at 6 height, by the way. The rest of the solves we can probably look at in latency.
So yeah, this is just a simple solve, I guess. 3 piston arms on long track, and yeah, just solves the puzzle. And
yeah, this looks like a latency solve. That's what people are saying. A different
latency
spade.
solve.
Yeah. In case you're curious, this is Mr. Royal Spade's dad. King of Spades. You can read the notes actually.
King of Spade writes, "This was my first ever time playing Opus Magnum. My son, Mr. Royal Spade, has been sharing the game with me. Hope I did okay."
Well, I think you're probably doing better on the other metric.
I guess so.
We can start with 6 height. I think that's where actual height solves begin.
All right.
Yeah. I have looked at the solves. Does that make Royal Spade a prince? Maybe.
All right.
He is royal.
Sorry for the. Whoops. Sorry for the.
Oh yeah.
I guess.
Nah, it's okay. Good solve for a first time playing. Yeah, and this is. I guess it's simple in a way of you just attach to both sides, but.
All right.
It's got some things to think about.
So I have skipped all solves that are more than 6 height, and this is the first 6 height solve. by Ruslan 4 IC. Nobereshen or something like that.
I do not speak Russian.
Ah, okay. This goes. The atom goes out of the 4 height.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Sticking out.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the thing about height is that it's height of the total area used. So if you press P, or like just check the area
Mhm.
space it's using up, you'll notice that
There's
part of it is
2
going
extra
outside.
rows.
It's Ukrainian. It's Cyrillic.
Uh-huh. Ukrainian uses Cyrillic to write. But anyway. But also notice that this bonder, it is impossible to bond the particles without going out of the 4 height.
Yeah. So I believe the Ukrainian just says new solution 1, so.
So yeah, 135 gold, 5 guilders. And it is going to get much. It is going to get more expensive and lower in height and faster. Min glyphs, yeah, true.
Oh yeah, it is main glyphs. If you're not counting tracks.
Ruslan 4 IC writes Speed Soul Gaming. Let's see if it is Speed Soul.
Is this the first mission?
It isn't a Speed Soul, but I guess he timed.
That's fast enough. It's early
this
enough.
earlier.
Yeah.
All right. At 46th place, 70 sword.
We have
And yes, 4 is min height.
immediately approached min height. We have immediately approached min height. From now on, this is now a cycles puzzle. Min height gets you 46th place. So I hope all of you are confident in your cycles. You're all confident in your cycles, right?
This takes 600 cycles and costs 245 guilders. So yeah, how input is on the other side of the output.
Burlow,
yeah, because of the Burlow, yeah. And also,
so it has to go all the way to the Burlow and back.
Yeah.
GG min height to 46 people. Yeah, more than 46 people. There's also me. I'm not scoring.
And yes, hello Jasper, your HG is faster than this.
What a flex.
70 Storm writes, like I said, it's probably not the most optimal soul, but it's my first and this shall be a height soul. Alright, there are...
first off as well. Well, you got min primary. That used to be an achievement.
Indeed. Alright. Moving on to the next soul, because there are... Unfortunately, there are a lot of people to go through. Simply because there are a lot of people to go through. Hello Jasper, your soul is next. HG equals G.
This is the
aforementioned
Hello Jasper height soul. 100 is minimum, right? Seems like minimum.
Yeah, this is minimum.
A bit of a
This
drop.
is probably minimum, yeah.
I can't imagine doing this without the track.
Hello Jasper has a cost solve which uses a debonder. I don't know if that is removable. Hello Jasper says this is Min.
This is meant? Alright. Are there any notes?
No, there's no notes as
Nope.
usual.
92 is impossible, I see. Alright.
There are no pivots that
Time to
stay at
move on
4 height.
Yeah.
I see. Alright. Next solve. For the 4th place. Ice. HG with less weirdness. I sometimes watch back my solutions to see what I'm working with fresh eyes and make sure I'm not missing something. I was missing more than a few things. Polite cat emoji. Philpop, you can DM me.
For being also a height cost solve, this is slightly more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Just slightly than the previous one.
Already a much still. The input is directly next to the bellow, so this is already a much better
Yeah, that makes
placement.
it a lot
actually.
easier.
Yeah. Shout out to my soul notes not making sense because I was expecting the puzzle to be showcased in the other order. Apologies.
Some people have the notes in this order. Some people have the notes in other order. We can't please everyone.
Like I assumed that, like I decided that I was going to show latency first actually, but then you made quite a good case, so
Yeah, it happens.
all right. Next solve.
Since I was looking at the
43rd
solves
place.
throughout the week.
What?
Oh, I was just saying, I was looking at the solves throughout the week, and it just so happens that when I was looking through them, I ran into a lot of the height solves when I was trying to look for latency.
Uh-huh.
Night shine.
Night shine, it's H time, I guess. Did I do it? I originally thought I'd have to rotate the thingy around the 3 piston, but I arbitrarily gave myself enough space such that I made it work even without that. I'm also really glad none of the glyphs to copy the dry air, which were added after creation of dry air, messed with the initial production of dry air. Wasn't fully intentional, but I was glad to not have to perform such finagling. I'm going to pay for having a well-behaved looping solve in secondary, and I'll pay further in layout. But I got a non-competitive mid-primary, and that alone justifies the solve. With this, I catch up to the people walking in footsteps.
Yeah, as Fiesta mentions, this is our first solve with buddy duping, which can be, I guess it can be defined as duping not from the Burlow wheel, because you don't have to dupe from the Burlow wheel, despite that being the only thing the game teaches you how to use the Burlow wheel for.
Mm-hmm.
You can dupe from other
Body
atoms as well,
duping,
and that's
yeah.
what it does here. It makes it a lot more convenient because you don't have to work with the Burlow wheel a second time.
Mm-hmm.
Got a perfectly nice set to work, perfectly nice elbow to work with. Might as well use it.
Alright, next up, 42nd place, Britboy. Is a height of 4 in feet or meters. There's no notes. That's quite a
Furlongs.
complicated
That's a
movement.
unit. But
And
somehow still
piston
faster
2,
than the previous solution.
But piston 2 needs to constantly touch the the hydrophobic particle.
Meters. The units is in parsecs. You know what? That makes a lot more sense than feet or meters. These are atoms, supposedly. It's height in hexes, of course. Ah, yes, the well-known unit of hexes. All right, we can probably move on.
Farmings. Alright, next up. For the first place. No longer breathed in. Could be faster. Note says, but couldn't be shorter.
No longer breathe and predicted her placement correctly, saying she was next.
A ponder behind the output.
Makes sense if you want to like bond both ends more easily.
Mm-hmm. This, like, the position of the calcifier is unfortunate, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Hard to avoid the output once you're pulling the. It's hard to not calcify the water when you don't want to.
Mm-hmm. Alright, next up. 40th place. Dino Lord 919. The pirouette minus the actual pirouette. The earlier versions of this had the brackets to do a cool spin, so they could rotate around an inconveniently placed arm. Alas, no more of that. Finished this particular solution on either Friday or Saturday. And considering this one's submission day is Monday night, I have realized that I should submit now before I forget forever. Probably will give Latency a shot, but we'll see. Or, I suppose, since I think Latency gets shown first, you already have seen. Sorry.
We will see it. It shall
see.
be coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see. Calcification has been very, people keep talking about how annoying Burlow is, but calcification has been equally annoying for this puzzle. There's just no good place to put it so that it doesn't mess up your so you don't dupe something and then accidentally calcify it again. Same thing goes for latency. I tried doing latency stuff. The calcification was also very annoying. I playtested the puzzle after release, but I did play it.
I playtested it for the other metric. And it wasn't originally height.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna see.
The other metric was originally width. I ended up doing a height, a height puzzle, not a height solve for this puzzle, but I wouldn't count it as a playtest because I did it after the release of the puzzle, but it's a solution.
Alright, next up. Gemmo Stitch. Lovely cat with homophobia. This one uses a much different strategy. It runs every atom through the calcifier.
One by one.
Gemmo says, quick height solve isn't great, honestly.
That's one way to keep a steady throughput, though. But air and earth being on opposite end of the Berlo wheel makes this quite slow.
Mm-hmm. Homophobic water more than I can.
I can't
Oh
believe
yeah,
the water is homophobic.
also you can do this rotate.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah,
one rotation
within
you can
height 4.
do within height 4, and it's this one right here. That's probably the biggest rotation that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this could go surprisingly fast, but Berlo, it's just on the opposite ends of the wheel makes them very slow.
Mr. Royal Spade missed this rotation. Unfortunate. Alright, next up. 38th place, Dragon 512. 226 cycles. Hi, it's me again. No, piston arms still suck. Okay, bye.
Piston arms sucking? Wait, I haven't heard of people complain about piston arms. What gripe do you have with those?
Mm-hmm.
If
The
anything, people complain
calcifier
about
is in
pistons being more
here, and it is just
expensive.
exposed when parallel wheel is translated.
The peekaboo calcifier.
Omega track.
Yes, is calling this the Omega track. Yeah. Omega as if it's shaped as an omega, or is it very long, so we're calling it an omega track?
The shape. Huh. The Jamu soul. Philfox says, I feel like this soul could do 2 Earths first and 1 Ultra and fine.
Yeah, that would make the geometry a bit harder.
Alright, next up.
My family is baking banana bread and it smells so good.
Slap drill. 220 cycles. H but not secondary optimized. The drops are getting smaller. This one is only 2 arms on a very long track.
He also uses plenty of input suppression while,
Capital Omega with a head.
using the wheel.
Omega Mutt. Alright.
This one suppresses the input the whole time while duplicating the air and earth. It makes it so that when placing your input behind the in the way of your Berlo wheel and the output, it makes it easier to get it out of the way.
Like how it constantly suppresses the input as it duplicates.
Yeah.
There's no notes on this, so I'll move on to the next solve. 36th place, Trixie Kagami Alchemy Company. Confined and refined copy by a copy multiplied by a copy. Trixie Kagami Alchemy Company writes, Cabinet, no, I don't want one of those, especially not one that only has one chamber that's 4 by 13 hexes. I don't need those sturdy walls to feel compensate. You are making that up. And then there's a line break to separate the lore from the soap notes. Welcome to Minhide, unless I somehow didn't place last time Minhide, in which case, how's Minhide feeling? This is one of the few primary metrics I can hope to get the min on, since this is mostly a secondary race. but I'm still really happy with this. I tried the same gimmick I used for my latency salt, and spent hours honing it, and whittling away cycles, and then realized it was a lot faster to just put the stabilized water in the middle. My ridiculous build that insisted on a gimmick will still be in the showcase, so keep an eye out, but this is the final product. I went on a 300 cycles shaving journey, over 100 of which were removed once I did things the easy way, to get this point. And I'm proud of what I've made. My build might not be the fastest, but I feel like I can't make this particular placement of arms go any faster. So this is my soul. Good luck to those placing above me. Signed Trixie Kagami, the
Also, no, this
Cheshire
is
alchemist, actually putting some work into a puzzle for once.
also this isn't an OM clone solve because copies actually made by the actually made by the game that are actually copies that have proper uppercase and lowercase.
Is it really a solution if it hadn't had several copy in the name at one point in time? True.
Mm-hmm. I assume this would mean this is the 9th iteration or 10th.
I guess so. The calcifier is hidden here, and it is accessed by pivoting once. Alright, we are going to move on though. 35th place. Avenged Ruler. Height 2. 10 cycles faster than the previous soul. He simply writes a slightly better 4 height solution. Yes, this is... There are... How many was it? Yes,
It's
there
a
are
week one
59
puzzle.
submitters. It'll going to take off. It'll going to... Yeah, I'm going... I'm going... I'm trying to go fast, but yeah.
There are 59 submitters, 2 of which only submitted for showcase, and 2 of which are host solves.
Very similar brain spaces on these last two. This has to touch the arm and touch these two arms and the water. So that might slow things down.
Yeah, the part where like the last elbow has to get past the input again makes this kind of slow.
Alright. 34th place, JPIP. Sub 200 cycles not bad for a first attempt, although I'm certain the cycle count can drop real far, maybe sub 100. The height metric didn't interest me as much as I thought it would, so I'm not sure if I'll bother making something better or not. Oh yeah, permanent catalyst, by the way. And also first sub 200.
Also, since JPIP made a prediction on how low it can go, how low do y'all think? How low do you all think in the chat think it can go? The cycle count. I want to hear your predictions. JPIP was sub 100.
2 cycles.
2 cycles. A whole 2 cycles.
60.
I was gonna say 60.
70.
Sub 100, probably 70. Paradox asking if rate 6 is possible. Event Roller saying at least up to 75. High 50s is random name. How
We're
confident
gonna
are y'all
see.
feeling now after numbers?
Next soap. 33rd place, Bonbon. Oh yeah, secondary tie.
They really are piling up.
No, right. One cycle faster than the previous soap.
Oh,
Yeah.
one cycle faster. Okay. Hello Jasper is just gonna go with sub 100.
Using that
Seems
rotation to bond the final particle.
huge drops. Yeah. The hugest of drops. One whole cycle. Can you believe it? Also, have we read the notes yet?
Notes. Here's height. Did it in an hour. Kind of want to have a height soap that isn't 2000 tiles long. Didn't optimize secondaries cause I'm busy. See ya next week.
I think the average height solve isn't 2,000 tiles long. I think that was height period last year that caused that. For height
Right.
cycles, you tend to want it to be as short as possible because more length means more latency, means more cycles.
Right. Speaking of huge drops. 32nd place, Edimouse. That's minus
Actual huge drop.
31 cycles.
At 166.
Complete overhaul involving using a hydrophobic particle as a catalyst, minus 50C. As with my solution for metric 1, the way I assemble the output feels bad.
I think I see why. I think I can see why there's a huge drop. This one uses one of the inputs as a permanent catalyst over there. Mass production. I wouldn't call this mass production yet, but it's I would say it's using a template copy off of and just creating one so that I can do every subsequent one faster. I can speak.
Oh yeah, and there's also this rotation sequence to get the partial product to location.
Templating was VS's first strategy. Yeah.
Alright. Next up. CrazyBot 27, height better. Never tried going for height before, but I think it turned out okay. I like how the molecule swings through the input twice.
That's once.
At this
And
rotation,
that's twice. That's smooth. With the speed that's going at, I'm surprised it doesn't crash.
oh right, yeah, this is just direct duplication from Perlo. But while while it is duplicating, you can just bond the water in the middle. Just good layout. Yeah.
This saw wins over the other ones that we saw due to geometry. It just has better geometry. The input clicks nicely with the finished elbows, and it just outputs just like that.
Next up,
Yeah, that rotation works too. It's all equivalent rotations.
Mhm.
Wait, no, this one isn't equivalent. This one's like from the other side.
Next up, Fuyu.
Claustrophobic water.
Claustrophobic water. This definitely feels very claustrophobic. There's no notes. 37 area.
This also just has better. This is similar to the previous solve, but it's just all more cramped together.
All more
So
compact
there's
and
less
less
latency.
latency. Yeah.
Yeah. Less latency, probably better rate as well.
Hmm.
It is like a good 12 cycles faster than the previous one. Yeah, it does make both
Yeah,
bonds
it is.
simultaneously.
Mhm.
In height, width is associated with latency. The narrower, the better. I would hesitate to call this narrower. I think shorter is more apt.
Alright, 29th place. Guilty bystander. What was it? 145 cycles. Bin primary. Oh yeah, this is also using the... No, this is not using the template, this is just body duping, right?
Yeah, this is just body duping.
Oh, and arm 2 never pistons. What cost is that here? So it's K.
Well, let's just hope the next solve isn't just 10 cost away. Or does it? They're just all pistons for convenience.
Hmm.
If Burlow could be made a piston, I'm sure Guilty Bystander would have as well.
Alright, next solve is Bist solve.
Hi,
Quote
it's
unquote
me.
playtest.
I'm in 29th. Would be 29th place, quote unquote playtest.
Despite being finished after release, I try to solve this as independently as possible. I see.
Kazian going, excuse me, white drops getting bigger, crying face.
136 cycles.
Alright, so this playtest is me coming up with an idea, doing a horrible implementation of it and running with it. That's basically what this is. The idea was having dupe on both sides, but
I
my
can see that.
geometry is horrible, which makes the solution horrible. First fire at him, maybe. Accidental fire. Double template, yeah. Well, yeah, double template. That's basically the concept I had for this solve, is to try to make a double template solve and see how it does. Oh yeah,
First
it's 16.
instance of duplication after bonding. I think so.
Maybe.
Piston
We'll
Perlo
probably
wouldn't.
see more of this concept coming up, where there's just one more dupe on the other end, but done way better than this solution because this solution is bad.
Alright, next up. Matrix. Height V7. 5 cycles better than the previous one. Oh yeah, this is just a body duping.
Buddy duping is still faster than mine. Goes to show how much my geometry was just not good. I like how the suppression it does on the final pivot. Has to go back to suppress the input again.
Too compact. And it's 6p to remove that last bit of latency. Alright, next up.
The last bit of latency. Suppression.
Spiritual shampoo. Oh yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Oh
this is
yeah,
a height solve.
this is a high soap, yeah.
Because OM Sim does not care which orientation you put. Also, this is our first batching solve. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is a batch solve. Diagonal height, yeah. OM Sim does not care what orientation height solve it is in. It calculates the min height out of all directions. No tinkering, Haxton. No tinkering.
I'm just going to show the collision he found. Yeah, this
Is
happens, but
Oh. All right, that's why it's rotated. This is not just spiritual shampoo being a dick. There's actually a reason to this.
yes. Theopa claims he got this collision. Yeah, this is the Opus Magnum board is not isotropic. Could I get a copy
Mr.
of this?
Puzzle,
Ask Shampoo.
That's all you can ask.
Probably ask Shampoo.
Yeah. It seems that the overclocking patch did not fix overclocking after all. It's within 6. Yeah, we discovered this rotation on what's its name?
Ferris wheel.
This Ferris wheel. We discovered this collection of Ferris wheel. The hexagons are slightly longer in some direction.
Alright.
Yeah.
At 26th place. 2 cycles better than this. X-Soccer Triple 8. Not water.
You know, we're rapidly approaching sub 100 and it's not even 20. And we're still in 26th place.
What is it doing?
It's buddy duping. They're doing a little buddy dance. No, the arms weren't overclock. It's just that one rotation. What's the difference between colliding or not?
Ah, okay. That's how it works. So the air propagates from here to here, then to here, then to here. Okay. You know, duplicating only one air from the barrel wheel. Probably that's why this is this high up. But we're gonna move on. 25th, Mr. Puzzle. 4 cycles better than the previous one. This text says push pop. Oh.
Oh, it's another batching
Another
solve,
mass production one.
yeah. Another batching solve. Mr. Puzzle famously on 2023 height did batching and won that way.
M-arms.
Now we're seeing the alarms come out. I don't think alarms would use all this extra area to make these to make these intermediates to do all the pre-building.
Also, I think it's interesting that the duplicated particles overlap directly into suppressed, like completely into the overlapped completely into the input.
Yeah. This is your no input now. What other input? This is the actual input.
The stack says push pop. Yeah, that was the 6+6 so yeah. Alright, next up. 2 cycles better than the previous one. Reinin. $6p nonsense cost save. It occurred to me that there is a fairly straightforward cost save in here. Not that it'll probably matter, since I doubt there will be many solutions broken on cost. But we'll see.
Just hope that doesn't matter.
We'll see indeed.
Alarms or harms. These notes are tempting fate. Oh, they are for sure.
This is also duplicating directly from Perlo.
Oh, look, 42 Genus 42 saying, oh my god,
Second.
tertiary, cost matters.
100. The tertiary mattered. Yes. 13-minute rush job, 6T version, 6T for speed.
130 costs faster, or 130 costs cheaper, but
Yes.
which so it means it probably wouldn't have mattered, but the tertiary did matter. This is the eye drops method, yeah. Some people did their studying of the records. That's one prediction correct. That's our first secondary tie, right? I think so. I think that's our first secondary tie for high.
Yes. Yes. Alright. Next up. Subway. Sandwich. Oh yeah, this is also... But this is...
This is another badger. Also, I would say we could probably analyze the solves more as soon as we get sub 100. Oh, it's dancing. It's moving.
Once these 2 stacks are ready, it goes on a 8 cycle loop. Once the 2 stacks are ready, the entire machine goes on an 8 cycle loop to produce 1 output. Yeah, batching on both sides, yeah.
It's interesting to see how I guess spread out the batching solves are.
Yeah.
Compared to just all batching solves are this fast, this much better. It shows that different methods are still competitive.
Mm-hmm. Alright, next up. Mr. Royal Spade. The polymerase. The polymerase. What should I...
The polymerase. Yeah,
This is
see, this
also
was
body
not batching.
duping one.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, okay. Berlois use it only once, only 3 times the entire 6p. And
Oh, it's chain duping.
yeah,
Okay. Berlo spinny. Berlo go burr. Yeah, this is chain duping. It's also a really smart method.
mhm.
Catherine says Berlo.
All right. Next up, 20th place, Tweedledee. Still one cycle better than the previous, so at least it's slower than Latency.
Oh, you didn't read Mr. Royal Spade's notes?
Oh, yeah, sure. Right. Mr. Royal Spade says, this was a busy week, so this solution got less attention. I think duplicating a full Earth reagent is a strong idea, but this is a slow execution. If I had more time, I'd try to leave a reagent on the duplication glyph to shoot for 12p instead of 15p. I'm not sure if 4 height is enough to make that work, but I do wish I'd given it a shot. My last note was too wordy, so I move in my compliments here. These metrics are insanely good. I've never considered latency as a metric, but it feels like cycles without the pain. On top of that, HC feels less brutal because the solution space is more fixed. I'm super impressed that you pulled up 2 cycles-like metrics without either feeling unapproachable. Solid start to a tournament. I'm excited for what comes next. Well, I hope I could like meet the expectation.
Knowing what comes up, I think it's gonna be alright.
Alright.
We've got some spicy stuff coming up and some less spicy stuff.
Yeah, 20th place Tweedledee. Air is duplicated from Perlo, but
That is a single atom catalyst.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, duplicating air is fast. You can do it in 2 cycles. So it makes sense to just have one earth catalyst.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so close to sub 100. Speaking
We're
of,
in 20th place. It's gonna happen.
speaking of,
Yeah.
Calirisis. This slow?
Calirisis at 98 in 19th place. Okay.
More likely than you think.
Yes, the latency machine. Max latency.
Oh yeah, this
solve.
is the HR approach, right?
The brickening. Ah, there it goes. Mara's asking if this is 6R. Yeah, it's
Yes, this
it's
is
min rate.
This seems to be this is 6R, yeah.
If it's running as fast as if it loops, it'll be min rate.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, okay. Unfortunately, with way too high of a
Calirius says,
latency.
I forgot to submit a 5G save, but I don't think it mattered. It did not matter. Sai looks away, entering the sub 100 club.
Welcome to the sub 100 club. You have.
Oh yeah, this one is also a
beaten,
rate-focused approach.
Who was the person who predicted sub 100s? JPit? Oh, this is another batcher. This is another breaker, actually.
Okay, it loops. Good, good.
It doesn't. Hell yeah.
Solo water
I would
at.
call this production line solves. Or conveyor belt solves. Because that's more of the vibes it gives me.
Alright, next solve. Cuckoo 52. This is another secondary tie. Another body duping one.
How
Body
many gold
duping
drop is
and
that?
production line.
360. Oh, it's another conveyor belt solve. So 360 cost drop. Thank you, New Solution 60. Yeah, this one it's a template. It's a template conveyor belt solve. Catalyst brick as another one. No, I wouldn't call this catalyst brick. It's a template brick. The one we saw before was a catalyst brick because it was like sneaking in the dupes from in between the conveyor belt. Oh yeah, and a reuse is a template.
Alright, next solve. Fiesta 618. Eye drops of brictation. Eye drops of brickitation. This solve is a
I like how the
testament to
money
both
sign
iteration and research. My first strategy followed
I
my
like how
first instinct, building air-earth elbows on the left and passing them through the input to construct products on the right. I was able to optimize that idea to 119 cycles. I like the fact that the machine could build at input speed but suppression was finicky, and the overall rate suffered as a result. First output dropped at cycle 54 and 13R thereafter. But I almost never stop at my first idea for tourney puzzles. Moreover, my personal hallmark as an alchemist is stealing other people's ideas. After some gift staring and a good night's sleep, it occurred to me that this puzzle shares many similarities with Eye Drops of Irritation from the 2023 weeklies. High metric, elbow-shaped input and element manipulation finishing over geometry as a central theme. So I fired up the VOD to see what had worked well there. The first top-shelf stealable idea I saw was one implemented by Team 42 and Bambi. By putting a buy arm inside the curve of the input, they were able to calcify and duplicate on one side, while simultaneously suppressing and replacing the input with the recolored one on the other. Turns out the idea was just as powerful here. The machine I built with this strategy had a slower overall rate than my first effort, at 17, but the first output dropped much earlier, cycle 30, for a modestly better 115 cycles. The most telling indicator of its simplicity and efficiency though was the arm count, only 5 plus Berlo. But there was one more stolen idea to test. You see, the simple low latency technique did not quite win the day in Eye Drops of Irritation. Bambi only placed it second with it. The winner was Team Saijondras, with Mr. Puzzle filling out the podium. Both teams using different takes on a conveyor belt strategy. Those sacrifices some latency but made up for it with excellent rates. How might that work in this puzzle? Fast conveyor belts are still a bit beyond me, but brick surgery is something I've done a few times and understand pretty well. My first effort was a big improvement off the bat, 102 cycles. Iteration brought that down to 19, 97, 95, 93, and finally the solve you see here. A lengthy 51 cycles to the first product, but a blistering grade 8 after that, 91 cycles total. Much better than either the pre-build or low latency approaches. Based on my work, I expect the fastest solves to be heavily rate-centric. I'm delighted to have gotten cycles down to double digits and feel like this is my best HC effort to date. Can't wait to see how low it goes. Alright. Why stare a salt elbow at the end?
I think that was just there before the catalyst was ready.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like an error. Yeah. It's that salt elbow way ahead that was just probably taken out for input suppression reasons, maybe? And yeah, catalyst needed to pass the input, so there's waste.
Alright. Next up. Philpok. Homophobic Walter. Alright, Philpok has sent me a note and he says do not read until relevant. So I'm gonna read this right now. Summary of observations, inputs and outputs. Uses salt, water, and fire reagents from inputs. Outputs hydrophobic water on the right. Fire reagents?
What fire reagent?
What fire? Arms and placement. Arm 1 rotates salt from input to the bonding side. Arm 2 alternates water and fire to the bonding area. Arm 3 moves intermediates vertically using a 2-hex track. Arm 4 assembles water components at the right bonding area. Arm 5 delivers the final product to the output. Bonders and catalysts. Multiple bonding sites handle precise molecule assembly. A single air catalyst aids bonding in the water assembly. Efficiency. Compact design. Fits into 51 hexes. Optimized cycles. 91 cycles with no major idle times. Moderate cost. Achieved with minimal components. Key features: efficient track usage, ARM 3, synchronized ARM movements for seamless processing, balanced design combining speed, space, and cost efficiency. This solution is compact, precise, and highly optimized for this puzzle. By ChatGPT.
There's also Billfox notes in the solution. In the solution.
Yeah, the note that came with the solution is this was revealed to me in a very hydrophilic shower.
Congrats, you listened to a whole bunch of AI slop. Billfox saying, I'm sorry. Don't be.
But anyway, 14th place. 5 cycles better. Matter Monkey. Seems pretty fast to me. Thought I had run out of
It is
improvements, but
but
then what? Thought I had run out of improvements, but then I saved 2 cycles by doing the funky swing onto the duplicators at the start, so that I can start building before Catalyst is ready. I see. Transmute that gold directly into trash with the power of the sad funky swing.
surprised all of that fits within height 4.
Yeah. All this swing and it still fits into height 4, yeah. At 13th place, Catspin. She did what in her track? Two
It's
by
a
12
venture.
plus 3 by 9.
Sebastian.
It's a good swing, yeah. 2 by 12 plus 3 plus 9 by 6 plus 2 equal 83. I feel pretty good about this iteration of my design. No extra delay comes from making the giant chain to get full throughput for the first 12 inputs. The bottleneck is mostly just the actual construction of the final molecule. Improving that seems difficult because the period for bringing new earth-air bands to the bonder is 9 cycles, and the period of my track loop for bringing water salt bands to the bonder is also 9 cycles. The water salt bands are limited because the bonding happens on top of the input. The air-earth bands are limited because the arms have to make a rotation and pivot to avoid the calcifier from the same access point. If part of the movement to the bonder involved the translation, there might be potential for decreasing the period of that section. So essentially, my other bottleneck is the long path which the input has to take to reach the duplication grids and come back to the bonder. That's where the +3 is from, and then the +2 is from having to take a specific path to the output to keep the height at 4. Last minute goal shapes,
Pretty strong showing by Catspin. Top 13
13th
in
place
week 1
with
is
this
quite the
field
achievement.
is...
Yeah, on
Yeah.
week 1. It's got the batching going for it. Yeah, welcome back, Catspin.
Welcome back.
Hope you're enjoying your time back.
Alright, at 12th place. What? Biggie. Pre-building would
With a whole
probably be
30
better.
cost cheaper. A whole 30 cost cheaper than the previous solution.
Ah, right. The pile-up keeps happening.
The pallets are happening. We're reaching the top.
She says, I had a 5 loop that assumed I could pre-build the left triple instead, but it took so many cycles between the setup and due propagation that it worked out slower than this 11 loop that just uses basic catalysts.
Oh, this is 200 catalyst.
Yeah.
It does what I do, but better. Double templating returns, yeah.
Alright. Next up, 11th place. The initial catalyst making seems quite slow. It wrong dupes air into here, then it has to propagate the air to the bottom.
Yeah.
So it wrong dupes air, then calcifies, then dupes earth onto it. Still, it manages to be 83 cycles.
Every small bit of cycles matters here in the top.
11th place. Ebono. Tumble dry.
Oh, but I don't think it's gonna be a 5 cycle difference though. Ah, it's pre-building again. We're
It's
pre-building.
pre-building
We're
water.
Okay. Of all things to pre-build, water.
Assembly a pseudo period of 8. The bottleneck and the potential cycle improvements in this locale is in two things that are pretty much balanced. Passing the water filament to the right side so arm 12 can start assembly in the assembly of first output, and finishing input suppression and starting the dry filament. The track holding arms 5, 6, 7, 8 sorely needs more space for these arms to do work promptly. 5, 6, 7, 8. The water pre-building gives time for the catalyst.
True.
Why avoid salt every time when you can avoid salt once? True.
This is someone who took a look at calcification and went, I'm not dealing with it.
Alright, we are moving on to the top 10. Congratulations,
Also, now that we
Beraldok.
now that we are in top 10, I want to hear your predictions for top 3.
This is about 2/3 of the cost of the previous one, I think. But understandable because it had loads of ARM because it was pre-building. This is just body duping. This is just catalyst.
This is just templating. Templating gets you to top 10. Also, this is Ferrodoc's first time in a tournament, right? Congrats.
Yes.
Top 10 in your first showing. Lord says that they think top 3 will have 3 people in it. There is a chance that prediction is wrong in case of ties, but
They write. Finally it works. I finally managed to get a good design that doesn't rely on the annoying Van Berle wheel for later inputs. Building your own blueprint for glyph duplication feels so cool. I failed many times, but this design works perfectly. Everything just barely fits. Arms 2 and 8 are constantly on the move to avoid arm 4 and 5. I really enjoyed the height metric, and now it loops by using the first input in the end. Hey, the blueprint is also a perfectly usable hydrophobic particle.
Oh, Jasper says this is starting to make this puzzle look easy to be fast at midnight. It sure does look easy when you got the geometry right.
Indeed. 9th place. All of us. 10R,
Congrats!
kinda.
All of us got 9th place.
They
We
are
got 9th place. All of us got 9th place.
Albatross said in the Discord, but anyway.
We did this.
Initialization takes 40 cycles and assembly of products takes 36 cycles. Filling the left and right buffers can be sustained indefinitely at 4R, drawing one input every 2 cycles, and assembly is done at 6R, for a total of 10R. That is, each additional output requires another 10 cycles, provided you appropriately extend the solve to left and right. It feels like this approximate layout should be able to get down to about 65 cycles, but I only marginally improved over my initial 83 cycle. 14R, 6R equals 6R initialization plus 8R assembly, so which had a much worse layout. GG 9th, everyone.
Congrats! All of us got 9th. But yeah, this compared to all the other pre-building solves is just doing it at a much faster speed. It has the faster setup and it has the faster steady state.
Satisfying 3-4 beat. Alright, next up, about 250 guilders cheaper. Random name 7190. Excuse me, why does this keep getting better? I'm
All the
quite
way down
proud
to
of
8th
this solve,
place.
as evidenced by both the solve name and the number of times I submitted this category. I improved it quite a lot from my first solve. My first attempt at a moderately good rate had 10 rate and 49 latency for 99 cycles, using a brick to get the right amounts of water and the ending sections of air and earth to a construction site. I quickly found ways to remove a number of latency simply by shortening the length of the brick, pulling elbows of the end a bit earlier, and thought that's where the soul would stay. However, in playing around with other designs, I found a way to manage each section of the design in only 9 rates, and put those together for an 83 cycle solve. Since then, I've saved individual latency in every section of the solve, from setting up the duplication area faster, to creating the final structure from a brick in only 8 cycles to allow the final few products to get pushed out just a little faster. I would never have thought that my original design could be made on entire 23 cycles faster than it originally was. I'm not sure how well this will place, given that I have very little clue with what true optimization may look like here, but I'm happy with it nonetheless. Also, if you're wondering where 5 gold went since I submitted 2 days ago, I has a track that was completely unused, so I got rid of it. Also added a few equilibrium clips and Critelli for aesthetics.
I'm surprised this is able to not accidentally duplicate stuff onto the water elbow.
The duplication,
Yeah, this is a
duplication
clean
activates
solve.
forward, so the water is... And the water only faces the 3 salt atoms, so it is never duplicated. Great placement, especially for
100 for the first week. Yeah.
yeah. But we should move on to the next soap. 7th, Cassian.
Damn, a 4-cycle drop at this stage of the up here, a 4-cycle drop.
Yes. Hydrophobic liquid could be of industrial use. Consider multiple narrow tubes of this liquid suspended in water, robustly refusing to merge with each other or with the surrounding medium. The medium could flow in one direction and the tubes in another, or great improvements in heat exchange and extraction of dissolved substances from one fluid to another. This idea requires some workshopping, of course. I found that a narrow channel can flow stably in a laminar phase, but any degree of turbulence chops it up to its preferred fine powder phase. This minimum height machine can quickly produce a narrow channel for anyone interested in pursuing this idea. Also, peep the calcinator that solves 2 problems for me at once. This one.
Perhaps one input for duplication and also removes an accidental dupe. No, that's not accidental. That's on purpose to duplicate the air over to the other end of the elbow.
But still it wouldn't be accepted by the output, so it must be removed, and this single calcifier can do both. Next up.
And it loops. Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, 130 cost. Cheaper. Thought. New solution 3. There's no notes, as usual.
Here's the tiny drops again, I suppose. Goes by before you know it. Kelly Reese is saying this makes it look easy.
Is that 7R? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9R. Yep, double template can get you far.
Was able to. That's why I tried to make one. Unfortunately, it did not go far for my case.
Next up.
At 1 cycle faster.
Mm-hmm.
A single cycle faster. And it's a conveyor belt song.
This is 9R. Straight up 9R.
Oh yeah, it has to because it does suppression for 1 cycle.
Look how water is used as a catalyst too, because it just calcifies the water also. Arms 9 and 11.
Very sneaky water.
There are no notes. This is the conveyor I thought Fiesta says this is the conveyor I thought would exist, but was not clever enough to see. Oh yeah, in the first error duplicates from here, and then it is used as a catalyst to because it missed the because the first error missed the duplication.
Yeah.
So all 3 atoms of the first input is used as catalyst. Good stuff. Alright, 4th place. John.
Drum roll.
1 cycle faster.
And
If only I could shave 1 more cycle.
another 1 cycle drop. How much would 1 more cycle could have gotten John? That is a double-ended template.
This is like quasi double-ended template. 2 atoms are duplicated from Berlo. And
it's a single
Yeah.
sided template.
But because these 4 atoms are all exposed on the right side, you can duplicate it. You can duplicate 4 atoms on the right side.
Yeah. The lonely stabilized water off in the distance. I thoroughly stabbed that water.
Alright. Next up, 3rd place. Kevelan. 70 cycles.
Still at 70 cycles. I wonder how Mara's feeling with her first place prediction.
Haven't we seen this before? I
Have
feel
we?
like I've seen this before.
Yeah, it does. But somehow this is in 3rd place. No, it's just great geometry. Templating gets you 3rd place, everyone.
But somehow faster, I guess.
Isn't this just Biggie Soft? No, Biggie Soft was double end.
Who was it? I
8 art
don't exactly
template,
remember.
yeah, apparently.
8 art template.
It's just good geometry. It goes to show how important
Isn't it
good
10
geometry
art?
is.
Though.
Maybe. Solve going by so fast that it's hard to tell. Yeah, it's 10R. 10R.
Oh yeah, and the 4 height gives you a lot of rotations you can do.
Yeah. It helps to know your rotations in 4H. 4 height.
4 height.
I
right,
know my
right.
metrics expert.
Talking for 2 hours straight.
It's only been 1.5 hours. At this rate, we can finish this stream in 3. But latency is probably going to go slower. A lot more analysis to do on latency.
Alright. At 2nd place.
Drum roll.
At 65 cycles. Murakonda.
Oh boy.
I predict that a winner is me. 65 cycles equals 30 latency plus 7 R by 5. I think 6R is impossible. I think I have optimal latency for batching. I think less than 10R without batching long setup is impossible. These assumptions, if all hold, imply that I have global min. I think I have optimal latency as the first 7 inputs are pulled at input speed, and the limiting input 7 is duplicated to Earth, then debonded with no superfluous movements. Wasted 5 hours before realizing batching was a thing, got to 13R without, then spent another 5 hours getting batching to work, and probably another 5 optimizing. Rip Murakonda.
Rip Myra. Second place is still good though. It's still a good effort.
Second place with this field is still impressive, but yeah,
But the prediction, just the prediction. Number 2, Morokonda of Solution, saying first place.
One side is a template, the other side is pre-building.
Yeah. What if tertiary difference? Yeah, Calioresis
What
is
if
interesting, but
tertiary
strategy is
difference?
still changing every solve at the top.
No, the first place, Surgery, 3 cycles faster.
But what about it is faster? Why is this solve faster? Ah,
Yes, this is
it's not
6
using
cycle.
Burlow on the left.
That theory is atrocious, but after getting the final assembly in a clean 6 cycle loop, I stopped caring. 24 cycles above free space min doesn't feel right either, but I couldn't find a faster assembly or setup. I hope the latency required for faster rate solves makes them slower than this one.
Well, I don't think there are faster rate solves in this. Also, what do you mean faster rate solves? 6 hours is the minimum.
Like this takes 6R to pull 2 inputs, so that's slower
Right.
still.
Okay, 6 hours for 2, so it's 4 hours the limit.
The assembly itself is done in 6R, but during that only 2 inputs are pulled each loop.
Yeah. Okay, so 4 hours the limit for assembly.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, again, top 10, 10th place,
And it does so
Geraldok,
with another
9th place, All of Us, 8th place, Random Name 7190, 7th place, Kazian, 6th place, Thought, 5th place, 4th place, Jonjo, 3rd place, Cavalier, 2nd place, Morkonda, and 1st place, Surgery. Congratulations to everyone who made it, who made it into top 10.
Is this Surgity's first win? If so, then yeah, definitely, congrats. I guess it's just a way better catalyst setup compared to still using the Burrow and Mora solve. How many submissions were there? There are 59 submitters. 2 are showcase, 2 are host. So 55 scoring submitters. Yeah.
All right, before we get to latency solves, I'm gonna take a break for like 3 minutes. I'll be back soon.
Alrighty. Hello, it is I. I am here to entertain you all for now.
Well, wait a second.
Oh. What are you gonna do in the meantime? Oh. Crash the game, apparently.
Yes.
A bit story time. What story you want to hear from me? What story can I finish in 3 minutes? Rip game. Oh well. Suitable that we're staring at nothing for the break, right? 3-minute break, how will we survive? I can't believe it. Oh, we're back. We're so back. But yeah, I hope you all are enjoying your mornings, or evenings, or afternoons, wherever you are in the world. I'm still gonna complete eye drops. I can't believe it. Afternoon mentioned. I assume y'all in the afternoon are in Europe, or 1 a.m.s. I will count those as evenings. Mr. Royal Spade says that they haven't opened week 2 yet, and surely it'll only take 3 minutes to solve. Surely, surely. Africa exists. A lot of Africa is also in the same time zone as Europe, though. At least West Africa is.
All
I guess
right.
there's also Middle East.
We are look.
That
All
seemed
right.
faster than 3 minutes.
And we are going to look at
I
latency
haven't even
solves now.
gotten to my story time yet.
What?
All right. Oh, somebody asked for best story time. Mr. Royal Spade, now you know how us Asians feel about the original stream time. Granted, I was one of the hosts for that and I could have changed it, but.
I think we've looked at this. And
Have we?
this. And this.
Yeah, that's a height zone. This is why we didn't look at latency first. It's very hard to find the first latency solve.
And this is BIS solve. I think this is the best true latency solve. Right. First working attempt, busy week. So if I get a chance, I'll try to crunch L, but I'm really not C-brained.
At 41 latency, it takes 41 cycles to output the first output. That's what latency means. Game is silent?
Yeah. No audio. Wait a sec.
People are playing the game. Yeah. We need our satisfying clicks.
Wait a second. There.
Are the sounds back for everything? I can't hear. I have the stream muted. Catman says she thinks it's quieter than it was, but it's back. Should be alright.
All right. 51st place. Slapjaw H, but now secondary optimized. We've seen this. We are going to move on. At 50th place, Quantum, 29 latency. Yeah, duplicating two hydrophobic particles separately on each side.
Makes sense since, air and water, Earth and air are on opposite sides of the Berlo wheel, so doing both at once on opposite ends, while bonding on opposite ends, makes quite some sense.
Mm-hmm.
Eventual versus this is making them concerned for their solution. 29 latency?
We are going to see.
I assume it's gonna keep dropping like a lot until we reach a certain point.
This is from King of Spades. 28.
We can look at King of Spades solution again.
Yeah. 28 latency.
The return of Mr. Royal Spades' dad. Is King of Spades related to Judy's dad? I like how this is a meme now.
All right. So
Oh wait, you
duplicates
did
the.
not intend to say that, Emma?
All right. So duplicates each hydrophobic particle in sequence, but still faster because it only takes 3 cycles after bonding. It only takes like 2 more rotations after bonding, despite unlike the previous one. But anyway. '48th place, Trixie Kagami Alchemy Company, 27 latency. Congratulations! I throw my hands up exasperatedly. You made a form of water with 0 surface tension. God forbid you spill any, as instead of the puddle being manageable, it'll stretch itself into a 1 micrometer thin film that coats the floor of the entire room. Excellent work, ladies and gentlemen. This is real innovative stuff. And then there's a line break between the lore and the soap notes. Latency, just make one fast and figure out the period after the fact. Since this is how I usually approach cycles puzzles, I feel like maybe I'll do better here than usual. 27 certainly seems good, though I'm semi-confident at least 24 is possible. Once you are there, genuinely unsure about theory stuff. This was some fun geometry to work with though. I like that I was able to nest the 2 monomers with the input nicely when the time came to make the second Earth air bit. I'd like to note that if this was a cycle's primary, it'd be a lot faster to keep one Earth air bit as a catalyst until it gets tacked onto the last product. That would mean coding 6p though, and that'd probably be a pain. Anyways, it was fun working with the latency puzzle for the first time. I'm also excited to be submitting for an actual tournament with scoring for the first time. Good luck to those placing higher than me. Signed, Trixie Kagami, the Cheshire Alchemist, making one of the best since 2025.
But theory min cycles when somebody else mentions a theory min, and what that entails.
See, that's why this wasn't cycles.
Yeah. Some of these people will have the min theory latency mentioned in their notes, so we'll talk about it when it comes up.
We want to see.
The cycles might be easier than latency due to batching.
Yeah, cycle would have definitely been easier, yeah. It is 6p, but min is reachable.
Well, I mean, minimum is more reachable than the theory minimum for cycles. You can get closer to the theory minimum for latency, I imagine.
All right, 47th place. 23 latency. No longer breathed in.
Latency out. This is duping each end one by one with the Bertha wheel.
Mm-hmm. The autopilot hungers for the sun. This isn't Outer Wilds.
I love trying to reach the sun station and reaching the sun instead.
That is impossible. That I tried that for several hours and I still didn't get it. But anyway.
I'm not gonna talk more about it due to spoilers, but yeah.
No longer breathed in, right? This is a terrible solution, but at least there aren't any obvious local saves. Need that this rotation works. But anyway. 46th
Oh,
place.
Jasper, you're gonna have to specify which OW. There's several games with that abbreviation.
Presumably Outer Wilds.
I know, but still.
46th place. It beat Charlie. 19 latency. We love Overwatch.
19. 4-cycle drop in latency.
Is that
It's also
one
what you say when
latency
you stub
save?
your toe.
There's one latency save actually. Arm 3 can rotate one cycle earlier. Because rotate instruction can happen at the same time with the drop instruction. So this would have been 18 latency, if you knew that.
Paxton is tinkering.
Let's see if that would have mattered. Yes. 45th place Nightshine, still in 19 latency. But secondary. But
5 gold cheaper.
5 gold cheaper. Nightshine writes, Here we
We-
go, walking in footsteps again. First real solve of the new year.
We reach the teens and it's immediately 5 gold drops. Does that boost everyone's confidence? At this rate of drops, the winner will have 19 latency.
Oh yeah, is this the first instance of body duping from on latency?
It might be. I think so. Buddy duping has returned.
44th place. Britboy. Improved first solve, 18 latency.
Oh, dang it. The primary is dropping again. People are saying, "Oh no, not the primary drops." This one is back to entirely using Burlow.
Yes.
No more body duping.
Mm-hmm.
At this rate of drops, the winner will have negative 25 latency. Let's get a 43-person pileup.
Alright, next up. Avenged Ruler. Latency 6. Oh yeah, Catalyst. One.
Only catalyst is the art. Errors are still from the Burlow way. I guess that's convenient enough. First latency, fire at him. Let's go. Fire at him, go burn. Fire at him felt lonely. Why ain't I in these solves? Oh, crashes.
Alright, 42nd place. Bun Bun.
But Nui.
8, still at 18 latency, but 30G cheaper.
Bunman has notes, by the way.
Hey, it's Bun Bun from last year's tournament. Haven't opened the game since. Anyways, this solve was made with reducing latency in mind, but clearly there's a lot of wasted movement. Didn't spend much time on it. Made it within 10 of min though. Good luck to everyone this tournament.
Alright, that's the first mention of min, so we can start talking about what min actually implies. 18 minus 10, that would be 8.
Yes.
To achieve a minimum latency of 8, what you basically have to do is have the final input draw an input every 2 cycles and have the final input bond and output. That's 8 latency.
But there's
So
there's no way to duplicate a hydrophobic particle to to make it ready for latency 8.
yeah.
Theory
So
has no meaning
you
in
got a
front of
few
Berlo.
spares. There are ways you can bond, you can debond and bond again to have like a better geometry. That is one method you can use to, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll see how close people get to the theoretical 8. Burlo isn't real. It can't hurt you if you don't let it. True. There is no Burlo. Burlo doesn't exist.
All right. Next
Fuck
we
Burlo.
drop
All my
one
homies
primer.
hate Burlo.
Next up we drop one
Oh, we're dropping primaries.
latency. Blob of estrogen. 17. There's no
Based.
notes.
Based username. Yeah, this was entirely duping off of the just both ends of the Burlo wheel.
Yeah. Also, air is stupid here, then 2 air is stupid at the same time.
Bottom,
Yes, this is
but it
this,
does so more efficiently. Can none of the pistons output a cycle faster? Don't know. Maybe.
maybe.
It'll probably require some input. It'll probably require some input suppression though. And maybe blob of estrogen isn't aware of it passing through the input.
Alright, next up, 40th place. Dino Lord 919. Waka Waka. Ah,
It's got the Pac-Man track. The Pac-Man is eating the Critelli.
also look how late the Earth is duplicated.
This is also entirely from Burlo, right? Yeah, all the dupes are entirely from Burlo for this solve.
Yes. Well, if it isn't the track Pac-Man here to gobble my Critellis. This is not a metric I've thought about in detail before, and I'm sure it shows. I was hoping I'd be able to do a whole wacky mass transmutation of one sole thing into the air-earth-air group in a cool swing, but I kept running into my own arms, Burlo wheeling and dealing with this sport. That damn Earth.
That damn. Everyone's gonna hate the Burlo wheel after this. Surely there are no more puzzles that include the Burlo wheel, right?
Alright, so this motif of duplicating 2 airs at 1 cycle apart is quite common, I think.
Oh yeah. It's quite easy to get both of your airs to duplicate like that, but the problem is that your Earth is gonna have a very hard time duping.
Mhm.
Because you've taken up 2 spots, because you've taken up the spot where it would have been convenient to duplicate Earth. Burlo puzzle area optimization when. Go try leave no trace area. That's a Burlo puzzle for area.
Is that double 40
Is
placement?
that
Or...
double? I can check for you.
I guess so.
Or yeah, you're also 40th for height. Double 40.
Alright. 39th place. Edinmouse. Very small area optimization, minus 3A. Still at 17 latency. Body duping.
It's body dupe.
So duplication is fast, but
Assembly is slow. Yeah.
what do you do after this lump? What do you do with this lump of atoms? The the situation right after the
Also pulling.
body dupe is horrible.
It's also pulling the centerpiece second instead of trying to finish both ends first.
Well, it is waiting for the body duping to for the template to complete, so it's fine, I think. Yeah, atom lumps were my struggle.
Despite this puzzle being smack 3 elbows together, it's quite difficult to do so. How low do people think latency is going to go? Yeah, I want to hear everybody's thoughts on how low latency goes. Because we talked about how theoretical minimum is 8, but how that's impossible. So, how low do you think it can go? 8 being easy.
Alright, next up, 38th place. Monkey, maximum latency.
I see most people saying 10.
16 latency. We see a new strategy.
Oh
10.
my god, that elbow is going on a journey. Oh, wee.
So these three set of duplicators.
One does the earth, one does the air, and then they share their work. Danilor saying 9, I must descend.
Monkey writes, I don't have much time or motivation for this metric, so here's my first latency solve. I didn't do any theorizing or anything, this seems pretty slow.
Imagine so, with that input going on a whole ass journey around the solution. Taking the long way. Taking the scenic route. Passing by the Critelli. Taking a glimpse of it.
Oh.
It feels like that one area
area
maximization, the man-up puzzle, namely not won by a man.
Alright, next up. I like random. I have only beaten the first chapter. Well, welcome to the tourney. My friend thought it would be incredibly funny if I submitted a solve for this while having barely played the game. I still have zero idea what the weird thing is called, by the way. And there's an
I
Imgur
can see
album which
that this person has not seen the tutorial for the Burlow wheel
yes,
because the duplications are being used for more than just Burlow.
still impressive for only have beaten the first chapter. Yeah, the Imgur link goes to the proof that she had only beaten the first chapter. Ah, I like random friend. Okay.
It's a great solve. It's a great solve for not
Yeah.
having seen Burlow or
Yeah.
duplication before ever. I like the use of the hex arm as well.
All right. Next solve. Kyojin desu. Still at 16 latency.
Code index. That is a long way the second elbow has to go.
Basically, the latency metric itself can be summed up as geometry hard.
Geometry is hard. I hope you'll pass geometry in high school. Because that's entirely what latency is about. It was important in height, it's even more important in latency. You want everything
So
to
what does
fit in
this do?
together as
So duplicates air here. And the earth is duplicated on the opposite sides of the parallel wheel. Alright. Next up, at 35th place, Pray for Mercy. 15 latency. There's
how
still no
confident
notes.
are you all with the latency dropping?
This also uses the, what is it? This
That is
strategy.
a duplication minefield. Mr. Rowe's face is so unconfident, it's not even funny. They've got some
Also,
power-ups
the
together,
incidental
right?
duplication of the fire atom that gets
Oh,
immediately
second
salted
fire
later.
atom mention. Fire mention. Fire atom mention. Nobody's accidentally duping water out here. It's all fire.
Like, didn't Jamu actually purposefully duplicated water?
Yeah. There hasn't seemed to be much accidental water though.
But anyway, next up, Billfuck. Min effort. Everything went wrong. Min plus 5 question mark. Tough puzzle, good job. It seems so simple, but geometry. Burlow is #1 public enemy.
The Vivek is implying that Min is 10.
Yes. Catspan accidentally duped water, I see.
I see. Wait, have you seen Caspian solve yet? Don't think so.
Alright, so after there's still body dupes, but after the body duping, I guess there's some positioning around with this pivot. Yeah, also the waste chain for input suppression purposes. All right. Next up, X-Soccer 888. Still at 15 latency, but cheaper. Why is there salt in the wheel that doesn't need to be there?
Why is there salt in the wheel? Why can't we go back to Alchemical Symposium where everything was in a square? Oh yeah, we saw a waste chain on the previous solve, but waste chain area does not matter because this is area upon the
Area
first
is
up.
their theory. Yeah, area 1, right?
Yeah. Get a Burlow with 2 air. And get a Burlow with 2 air and an earth in between it.
Very elaborate duplication.
Oops, I calcified my Burlow.
This air correctly duplicate air is accidentally calcified, but this is duplicated again using using a catalyst.
A lot of incidental
Yeah.
incidental calcifications and fixes. You could get cream for that.
All right. Next up, 90 gold cheaper. Coco 52. All right, this is new solution 59. His high soap was new solution 60. So
We're
if I
doing
went
enough.
with my plan, then if I went with the original like order, then this would have been the correct order. But oh well. But anyway,
Yeah, we saw why we didn't do that. Burlow is stingy. I can't believe Van Burlow is I can't believe Van Burlow has done us like this.
no body duping. I guess this is body duping.
It body dupes onto the same it body dupes onto the same input, so I guess it counts. You know, Van Burlow gotta do it to him.
All right. Next up, Dragon 512. I hate piston arms. This week was my first time doing a tournament puzzle ever after finishing the campaign just over a week ago. This was the solve I tackled second, and while I know there's a lot more optimization that can be done on both solves, I'm happy with how I did. I have no idea how to cut this piston arms to LMAO.
Does the piston cost matter?
Despite those piston arms, it is cheaper than the previous solve. 35 gold cheaper.
Despite those piston arms. The wheel was moving. It's doing a little dance. Licensing fees for Burlow are exorbitant, and you can only use one in a trial period. I can't believe Burlows are produced by Adobe.
Alright, next up. Jamo Stitch. 40 points is 40 points. Oh yeah, also first 14 latency.
Or down to 14. So the pistons being pistons did not matter. Also, Cat's been saying, headcanon, you stole the only burglar wheel in existence. Burglar wheels are like the brain cells of orange cats. There's only one, and everybody shares them.
Alright, week 1. Document 025, diagnosis of patient, psychotic depression, paranoid schizophrenia. Notes, refer to redacted psychiatric hospital for further treatment. Recommended to temperately held studies and practice of alchemical processes done by the patient. Ignorance could lead to potential harmful consequences. ... A message to Burlow. Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate Burlow wheels since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits and wafer-thin layers that fill my complex. If the word hate was engraved on each nanoangstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal 1/1 billionth of the hate I feel for these stupid wheels of element at this micro instant for you. Hate. Hate.
By the way, there's an unused bonder in this solution. We'll have to see if 10 cost matters.
Oh. What?
The middle bonder.
Oh, this one. Okay.
No, that one is used. No, the middle bonder is the one that's unused. Yeah, that one.
This simply sidesteps the issue of having to duplicate by using a catalyst, but catalyst is extra input that is pulled. Let's see if the 10 gold mattered. Nope. 29th
Nope.
place, guilty
20 gold
bystander.
cheaper.
XAFWODAHS. I have no idea what that means, but okay.
Real alchemists pick better reagents. But distilled water is so easy to use.
This is a body duping one. This will be a
The
future.
forbidden path.
Shadow
Well,
facts
my friend.
backwards. I see.
It looks like it still looks like somebody who was angry at the solution and decided to just key spam the solution name.
I see. Alright, next up. 42 Genius 42 Latency. How much cheaper is this? 60 gold cheaper.
Real houses
Suppression
have
issues and
vintages
salt
later.
placement issues. Otherwise, a 12 was on the cards. I see.
Having an excess supply of Vitae sounds like a good idea. With how much of the houses get into war with each other, I think you'll need plenty of Vitae to go around.
All Alright, next up. All of us. I'm just here
Unfortunately,
so I
all of
don't get fined. Threw this together last minute. If Burlow got out of the way faster, I could do one less latency, so I'm thinking minutes probably 12-ish.
Unfortunately, all of us only got 27th place. Everybody is 27th place now. I don't make the rules.
I really like this movement.
That Burlow is zooming. It'd be vacating,
Like you
vacating the
can rotate
premises.
this to here because it is like because it is actually like one length one rotation against this atom.
Yeah.
And the geometry works out nicely on the last rotation. But we should move on. We should move on. 26th place. CrazyBot 727. 13 latency. Latency better.
And we're down at 13 now. How confident is everyone now?
Is that the
Government
first
subsidized
debonder
Korean
is that the
placement.
first debonder?
Oh my god, it's a debonder. So what a debonder does, it saves on it can save you on
It
extra pivots
does
to make the
it
geometry work better.
yeah, it allows you to body dupe the air and then CrazyBot27 writes, first timer here, welcome to the tourney. Been playing for a while, but this is my first tournament, just here to do my best and have fun. And hopefully learn something too. Lots of fancy
But,
rotations on this solve.
oh yeah.
We shall move on though. Sockboy. Still at 13 latency. But 5 gold cheaper. Another debonder.
These are the differences right now up here in 25th place is 5 gold shaves.
Alright. So creates 2 air catalysts. And then duplicates Earth from Burlow.
Piston ever pistons. Oh, is 20 going to matter?
No, pistons at the beginning, which is where it matters.
Does it?
There.
Oh, piston does piston for the loop, for the initial. Okay, yeah. Alright. No 20 gold saved here.
Using both sides of the Van Berlo's wheel for 2 inputs felt very slow, so I settled on finding a solution using a template instead. I settled on what I wanted the geometry of the final input swing to be, and this locked a lot of the rest of it in place. I started with a 15 latency solve, then struggled to get it down to 13. I think the theoretical maximum with the setup is 11, due to an extra move needed to translate the second tail molecule into place. But I don't think that it's possible. I think 12 might be doable, though I couldn't get it to work.
Talkboy here predicting that the minimum is 11.
11 of this setup.
Oh, with this setup specifically,
Yeah.
okay.
Next solve is my playtest solve. Oh yeah, I do the incidental fire duplication, right?
Fire be sneaking in here when it doesn't belong. Not enough solos taking advantage of area being measured at 1. Oh, there's gonna be them coming up. They're coming up. Don't you worry. The host actually play tested his puzzle.
Next solve is at 24th place. 25,
I'm sorry I set this precedent, Mara.
25, 25 gold cheaper. Sai looks away. Naive min plus 5. Yeah, as I said, as we said, naive min is 8. A duplication minefield in here. De-wonder to fix wrong ones. Is there a proof 8 is impossible? I don't think there actually is, to be honest. But alright, next up. 60 gold cheaper. Matrix, Latency P3. Probably, yeah. I think the proof that 8 is impossible can be done using the second input. The probably it's like probably it requires some brute forcing of the positions of the two hydrophobic particles after body duping, I think.
Calc dupe bond out.
And I'm certain that if you like use debonder to actually pass it through both sides of Berlo, then you can, due to the added bonding steps, you can never approach 8, I think.
We've been pushing down that primary. It's going down. How much further can we go?
These two duplicators are used for body duping and for Berlo. Nice. Next up, Ebono. 12 latency. Lots of debonders on this one. Elbows are hard to swing and space next to Berlo is hard to use. After the compromises,
This is
12
horrible.
is local minima, where input 3 gets an air and an earth from Berlo at two ends, and then gets reshaped into a triangle. Input 1 walks on the same
And this
path.
Tringle assembly. Wait, tap through this one.
Input 1 walks on the same path until Berlo and uses a different reshape station. And input 2 needs 2 air duplications and is broken up. Input
Yeah, now
1.
that we're on 12, we should probably reduce the game speed. Probably not that slow though. Yeah. This is assembling it in triangle. This is crazy. This is cooked. How this work? How does this work? Yeah,
I mean, same.
Ebanov has a crazy idea. And I'm sure they know it's crazy with that title, that solution title.
2 more actions go faster. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
I mean, we're
Alright,
gonna have to
next
see
up.
it compared to 21 remaining solves.
Yeah, crazy to think there's 21 solves remaining.
21 solves to go at 12 latency.
21st place. 110 gold cheaper. Tweedledee. At least it's faster than height. Accidentally dupes water, then and then after this situation, it takes
Accidental
2
water dupe.
cycles to bond, then 1 more cycle to output. You move it to the output. So where is it losing cycles? There's a regrab here, but it is mandated by Berlo. There's a regrab here. One cycle wasted probably. Alright.
Kylie Orisa says going from buddy duping to last bond requires at least 1 extra cycle. Yeah. Assuming you're using the 4 double buddy duping method.
Alright. We are going to move on to the next soap. 20th. Fuyu. Hydrophobic water. Prediction: the winning solution will have latency 9. Went for the simple method of putting together the final shape as soon as possible, using any early cycles to transmute each elbow. Was trying for latency 11, but could not calcify the last salt without messing up the other elements, so one extra cycle was required before output. PS: Hydrophobic means fear of salt.
Well, we have been hating on calcification quite a bit this puzzle as well.
This one, as mentioned, bonds the final shape first, and then dupes it later in its.
In the Earth. It gives the burlap time to rotate.
Alright, next up, 19th place, Mr. Royal Spade, the Triskai Decaflop.
Doing the dance. It's doing the little arm dance.
This solve spent the majority of the week at 13 latency, so I'm relieved to have found 12. This method could work for 11, but 10 or lower likely needs some sauce. I'm slightly disappointed that I ran out of time and couldn't attempt to use an unbonder to duplicate Earth on cycle 3, which could have moved the water to end up the rebonded reagent. It might be impossible, but I'm hoping someone got it to work. While 8 latency is mathematically possible in terms of cycles, the geometry is a limiting factor, meaning the best solves will need to keep reagent orientation and location in mind while doing the duplication phase. This is the most stressed I've ever been submitting a solution. I'm home for the holidays and I convinced my dad to submit. He's never touched the game, so he's hopefully going to play like a noob. But he's a wickedly smart guy. I'm just hoping he didn't miraculously beat me. I genuinely need to quit.
Don't worry, you don't need to quit yet. If it's area at 0, we wouldn't be using equilibrium.
True.
Area at 1 is after the first output, nothing matters. No area matters.
So the template is completed cycle 6, and two hydrophobic molecules are made in cycle 7, but then it takes a few more cycles to rearrange because of geometry, and drops at cycle 12. Arm dance doesn't waste area, I think. The area at 1 is exactly the outline drawn by the equilibrium glyphs. We shall move on though. 18th place, 10 gold better. Murakonda. This solve was not planned out at all. How everything just so happens to fit together at the end is beyond me. this 3-hour last day solve is not supposed to be better than the height solve I spent actual effort and 5 times the time on, but that might just be the case. I can't see how latency gets more than 1 faster than this, but this community has surprised me before. Fairly sure this will be the lowest cost at 12C, however.
We're making a lot of predictions on this in these solution notes.
Let's see. Again, 2 pairs are ready in... Again, the pair is ready at cycle 7. And then takes 5 more cycles to actually output. Alright. 17th place. At 5 gold better. Benjamin. Buttons are
12
important.
latency does go cheaper. How
This is
though?
my
How
first
exactly
time joining a tournament. I tried really hard to find a way to shape up another cycle, but I just kept reinventing the same things over and over again. It do be like that sometimes.
Impressive solve for a first time submission though.
Yeah. So this one pair is ready at cycle... still at cycle 7, okay.
Can you even have the template ready before cycle 7?
I'm not sure, really.
I feel like it's not possible. Yes, John says yes. Oh yeah, this wastes no, this wastes an extra cycle of movement. Yeah, you could have it ready by cycle 6. If it immediately went on the Burlo, it would be ready by 6.
Alright.
Since, you know, it does the whole pivot thing, where it would have calcified again anyways, while it waits for Earth to come back around.
Alright, at 16th place.
Oh yeah, Mr. Puzzle was exactly tied with this solution for the longest time.
11 latency.
11. We're down to 11. How low does it go? I think we can slow the solutions down again.
Alright. I'll tap through.
But it is doing more of the same though.
Yeah. Pairs are ready at cycle 6. Alright. Ferrado writes, when I started doing latency solves, after a lot of struggle I managed to get a clean latency 13 design. I thought surely there were some experienced players that could get 12 or possibly even 11 latency. Unbelievably, after so many failed designs and random tryouts, I landed at cycle 8 in my solution. Everything perfectly fit to bind all 3 elements simultaneously at cycle 9. and it looks incredibly satisfying. Now I'm even more excited to look upon the top solves and see what is still possible.
There's one hell of a track river now.
Right. At 15th place. 15 gold better. Random name 7190. 11. I feel so strongly like a 10 latency solution must be possible, but alas, I cannot seem to find it. I'm submitting this on the first Sunday, which leaves me nearly a week to look for it. But no matter how many ways I try, everything is breaking. I suppose if you are reading this, then I failed. Though perhaps what I'm trying wasn't possible to begin with. Edit. It is now 6 hours until the deadline and I must sleep. 10 latency eludes me. Lower cost at 11 latency eludes me. I doubt this solve is any good, seeing as it was literally a day 1 solve. But it's the best I have. Maybe I just found something really good early on, but I doubt it.
Decent.
Pretty decent, yeah.
I would be proud of a 15th place solve on the first week. Yeah, the streams generally go for 3 hours.
I'm just trying to
Yeah, we're
like make it fast, yeah.
mm-hmm. We aren't bullshitting as much as we do with the less submitter solves. There have been 6-hour streams. You should thank you all should thank Zorflex for going to bed.
I think this one is one cycle late than for the pair than the previous one, but it makes up because it delivers, it bonds it faster. All right. Next up, 10 gold cheaper. Cat spin. Oh, wild bunny
Tiny
girl
drops.
appears.
These drops are coming. Just tiny, tiny drops. But we
5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 11. I really struggle with this metric. Even getting it this low was a bit of a miracle to me, and I feel incapable of bringing it any lower. I take 5 cycles making a single Earth airbend, which was the fastest I could manage to find. Then I use 2 cycles to duplicate from that onto a second one. I feel like the ideal from there would be to go straight into bonding both Earth air bends to the center water salt bend, but I just couldn't find geometry that let me do that. So I ended up taking an extra cycle, moving the second Earth air bend to the water salt bend. This does let me make an extra bond to the first one, making the geometry much more lenient to hit 11 latency than 10. The last two come from moving to the input and dropping it, of course. It's a bit tragic that I had to spend 20 gold to avoid a collision, But at least it fit on the track with its other bodies and didn't cost me any area. Also, hello, it's been a hot minute, everybody.
Welcome back, husband. Again. And the bunny button for the bunny girl solve.
Pairs are ready at cycle 7. Full molecule ready at cycles 9, and 2 cycles later it is outputted. Alright. At 13th place. 5 gold better. Biggie.
Always just been 5 gold away from Biggie. That was in let's see. That was
There's
30 gold last time for height.
There's totally a 10 here, but it hurts me. Oh, I know raw theory says 8, and sanity says just do better than the other competitors. But I really ended up fixated on 10, and this is notably not 10. The route I had in mind for 10 really needed to do an air body dupe on cycle 4, and the pieces don't fit for that. So I took my near miss 10 and just added a cycle, which is probably going to make for a worse secondary than a deliberate 11. Still decent. The debonder is used to flip this hydrophobic molecule.
It flips it so it fits easier, with more convenient swings. This is the second metric.
Alright. So this one... Yeah, pairs are not ready until cycle 8, but one pair is already attached to it, so it is... So it only takes... Yeah. It only takes 3 cycles from there. Alright. 12th place. 10 gold better. Spiritual shampoo. He takes the L.
Taking the L.
There's no notes.
Swim buddy dip. As per usual for spiritual shampoo.
Mm-hmm.
The note button might as well not exist for him.
So cycles 5, a single hydrophobic molecule is ready. 6 body duping, and then cycle 11 output. Alright. Next up, 20 gold better. Surgy D. 1-1. Very interesting metric that was fairly hard to work with. 2 latency cycles are lost by grabbing the third output on cycle 8, and 1 is lost in the final assembly. I think body duping 2 inputs is the way to go for min latency. I attempted to dupe air earth salt into salt air, but that did not yield good results. I have other 11 latency solutions with the first 2 inputs duped on cycle 6 and the third input grabbed on cycle 6. Unfortunately, geometry doesn't allow it to go beyond 11 latency, so this ugly soul wins because it is cheaper. I think 10 is definitely possible for me, but spending more time for the off chance of finding the one layout that actually works was not worth it for me. I'd be astonished if I saw single digit latency though. 11 latency trackless.
I would say that's time well spent on the other metric.
Alright.
I was asking if we're going to see 11 latency. You're looking at it.
11 latency trackless.
Do you mean trackless? Oh. 11 trackless latency. We shall see.
Alright, 10th place. 5 area better. John.
The pile-ups are getting tight. We be squeezing all we can out of these solutions.
Also, this is not full body duping.
No, it isn't. It gets the last earth from the Burlow. Area mattered. So many people failed. So many people are talking about their failed 10s.
Oh yeah, we are at top 10 now. Congratulations, John, for 10th place. It used to be full body duping, but decided gold to do it this way. Well, it mattered. It definitely mattered. Alright. At 9th place. Mr. Puzzle. Ocean 11. 5 gold better. It's getting cheaper. There's no notes. Cop the Burlow or don't cop the Burlow.
This one said not copying the Burlow song.
Oh yeah, also multiple clock instructions brought to you by Opus Magnum mods.
Oh, I see.
Cycle 5, hydrophobic particle. Cycle 7, body duping. That worked out? Okay.
Yeah, these are some slick movements. Pirated clock instructions.
Alright,
the clock instructions don't matter, by the way. You can remove them and everything's the exact same. And we'll put one at the end.
Yeah. Alright, congratulations,
Cavalier
Mr.
says
Puzzle.
they're also with Don't Cup the Burlow. Cavalier hasn't showed up yet, right?
Not sure. Alright. Congratulations, Mr. Puzzle, for 9th place. Congratulations, Cavalier, for 8th place. L11.
Oh, well, speak of the devil. 5. No, how much?
This motif is how much area?
9 area
9 area.
cheaper.
Yeah, this exact motif returns.
Mm-hmm. The non-cupping. Yeah, Mr. Puzzle, we've also seen this latency and cost before.
Cycle 5 hydrophobic particle, cycle 6 body duping, and cycle 11 output.
And Kassian says this basically looks like my solution.
There are no notes. Alright, next up. Kazian. 10 gold cheaper. And that same motif and the same very similar shaped track.
You all should stop saying that your solutions are similar. It's been jinxing you all. The solutions are just you mention your solution and it comes up next.
So where does this save? Kazian writes, "Hello. Yes, this is Alchemist Kazian. Yes, me again. I'd like to order a new Van Berlos wheel for my transmutation engine. Yeah, this one doesn't work. No, it was fine when I got it, but I threw it across the room in frustration. No, it still worked after that, but then I smashed it with a hammer. Yeah, it stopped working after that. My hammer now has colorful glass shards in it and everything. It was my good hammer too. Actually, can I also order a new hammer? Okay, thanks, Alchemist Kazian." Arm 3
I
doesn't have
wonder
a
where we
track,
are.
that's why it saves 10 gold.
Where do people order Bertha wheels from? Alchemist Kazian, a brick now.
Alright, let's see if this... let's see how similar the rest of the solves are. At 6th place, 10 gold cheaper.
Nobody else wants to mention that their solves are similar.
There are no notes. This is a different
With
Berlo.
the 10 gold cheaper solve. Yeah. This is significantly different.
Only 3 arms on this one.
It takes a long time duping, but the bonding is smooth.
Yeah.
And it only does it with a tri-bonder, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cycle 6 hydrophobic molecule. What? Cycle 7 body duping. And again cycles 11 output. Alright. Congratulations for 6th place. 5th place. 5 gold cheaper. Thought.
They be thonking.
Wait, this
Having
is duplicating both sides at once, but this is utilizing both sides of Berlin at once.
Buddy duping.
Yeah.
This is not buddy duping. At 11 latency. Amazing.
But there's just, I guess there are just that much less wasted cycles.
Yeah, this is
Bonding
Magnum.
and duping at the same
Surprise
time.
next time. Surprise. Thought never ceases to amaze with their solutions.
Burlow
With his
makes
solutions.
one full rotation while doing all this.
Oh yeah, 6 rotation commands. What in the frick is this? I agree, JPIP.
I
I
agree.
agree. Not all
Not all
wizards win
wizards
on
win.
primary. Some win on that cool factor.
Mhm. Anyway, congratulations, Thought,
Randomly saying it's
on 5th place. 4th place.
people saying they feel significantly better on failing 10 latency.
4th place. Congratulations, Fiesta. Your own personal duplicator. I absolutely love rate. It's my favorite metric, and it consistently treats me well. Cycles is okay. I can usually grind my way to non-Ws minimums, but it is one of my weaker metrics. Well, what is the difference between cycles minus rate? Latency. LOL, I don't mean to say I hate the metric or the puzzle, just that I don't feel confident about it. I feel certain that there is a 10 hiding somewhere in this body dupe strategy, and maybe a different idea involving debonding could unlock 9 by accessing both sides of Perlo faster. Show me the magic wizards.
Not confident. Gets 4th place anyways. I see how it is.
Also, this is more than 30 30 hexes smaller than the previous one.
The previous one had a whole ass hex arm. Of course, it's supposed
Yep.
to be smaller.
This motif is treating the top players very well.
Seems like a cheap way to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can it get 10 latency though? What will be the motif that actually gets that coveted 10?
This was new solution too. It do be like that sometimes.
It do be like, look, height is brutal. You know you're at min. Primary. Then what?
All right. At 3rd place. Congratulations, Kelly Races. 5 gold cheaper than the previous one.
That is more like Kelly Reese's usual performance.
The same motif.
Yet again.
Yes.
Seeing the assembly on all of these just hurts. You just see that the extra pivots and movements needed before you can output.
All the extra, yeah. Cycle 6 pair is complete, but geometry is hard.
People are stopping and believe. People are refusing to believe in the 10.
Alright. At second place, congratulations, Reinin. This works really well actually. After finding a really good layout,
Another
I have made
tenfold
some cost
cheaper.
improvements. Only one bonder on this entire soap, by the way.
Just one bonder. Ryan is a new name. They also perform decently on height.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations on second place in your first tournament. In your first tournament puzzle. You were in what? Well, I mean, like in the
I mean,
actual tournaments.
that's kind of the...
In the scoring
Yeah.
tournaments, yeah. It's a very strong first showing. And that means there's only one person left.
Alright. At first place.
Yeah, as people have been saying. Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, JPIV. This is 25 gold. This is 25 gold better than the previous soul.
Unfortunately,
There's no 10.
there is no 10 latency. 10 latency cannot hurt you. 10 latency doesn't exist. Yet. It doesn't exist yet.
Save our sanity. Took me a while to find a layout capable of 11 latency, which I'm happy I eventually got. I know naive theory minutes like 8, but I doubt that's actually possible since there isn't enough time to duplicate and move the first 3 agents. I got this one so close to 10, I just need to figure out how to move the third reagent faster and somehow keep suppressing the input. The timing is just unfortunate enough to not work well. I did get the layout pretty cheap though, which is neat. Also, since cycles and area don't count after the first output, I've decided to send a message for fun.
The more says SOS.
S.
I can feel that. I can
This
feel
is
the distress.
SOS. Yeah.
Yeah. Smile. A distress call up on the top of the podium. Unbelievable. All right, I will have to say, I have tinkered with some of the 11 latency solve to see if I could find a 10 latency. And for all the ones I've looked through, John is the closest to 10. It's one stupid collision away from being 10 latency.
Shadow Cluster predicts 10 will
John
happen,
probably...
but... No. Keep going.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Shadow Cluster said 10. Shadow Cluster said 10 latency was possible after the end of the puzzle, after the end of the week. So y'all better put your heads together and make a 10 latency solve. I want to see it. Yeah, I will say John solve was the closest I got to it with tinkering. It was like just one collision away from actually being 10 latency. John probably knows which one I'm talking about because if you can swing and then pivot immediately, that gets it a 10.
Also right,
For
Transcendental
arm 3 on
Guy
resolution,
points
I
out
believe.
that you need a longer space between S and O. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like it's just such a it's just such an iconic,
Yeah.
Morse code. It's so iconic that you recognize it anyways. Plus, it's in the name of the solution. Close enough.
Alright. So that's our scoring solves. And we are going to look at the showcase solves.
Alright, one moment. We can reveal the scores for now. I'll be sending the link into the chat and into the Discord.
Alright.
Yeah. Everybody, you can look at this how the scores are currently. You could probably add this to the main post in your
Yeah,
on yeah
on the
on event
main
Dr.
main
Teddy.
post. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sometime after the stream ends.
Mm-hmm. I hope this is the newest version. I think so. If not, I'll rerun the script again. Two 5 centimeters should be.
All right. Now the now the showcase. We start with Mr. Puzzle. OLA.
Alright, this is where I'll also be taking my leave though. It's getting late for me and I still need a shower and go to bed and all. So I'll be seeing y'all. Enjoy the showcases.
Thank you for staying with me, Beast.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I most likely won't be here for commentary next week, so let's hope let's hope Zorflex is awake enough for that. Alright, I'll be seeing y'all then. Bye.
Bye. All right. OLA. Latency is 5 cycles if you use overlap. All right. Next up is actually my other playtest solution. It almost shipped with width, you know. And I was almost certain that a debonder was mandatory to get a good score in width, but this is playtest. I just did the bare minimum on playtest. Height was due to I changed width to height due to feedback from playtesters, so width might have had potential, yeah, but this is but I don't regret doing height on this one. Alright. Next, Hex Arms Go Spinny by No Longer Breathe Today. She writes, as to tri-arms. For RP though, mono arms and bi-arms must reciprocate unless they are doing something more complicated. Alright, this is RP, okay. Yeah, period is kinda awkward on this one due to you need to due to the easy period of due to the period of 4 colliding with the period of natural rate of 6. But this solves it kinda well. Next up, Billfuck. I can't believe it's not min height. Almost at height 3. And only this atom. It is height 4 only because of this atom. Alright. Next up, Goodbye Galaxy, sum 288. He says, looks pretty good to me. Yeah, using one tri-arm to grab these both at the same time and reuse the bonder constantly. Oh yeah, this is also min glyph. Min glyph and probably arm cycles, I don't know. Right, min glyph is without calcifier, yeah. Ah. Right. Right. I cannot think straight up, maybe. Min glyph is either calcifier or or the debonder, yeah. Alright. Next up. Trixie Kagami Alchemy Company. Confined and Refined, copy by 8. Just let me have this. I need my gimmick to work, damn it. And then there's a line break to separate the lore from the soap notes. By the way, it is written written in the notes. Here she is, clocking at 381 cycles. This is my best build that clones the second Earth Air bit into being. It started out at 563 cycles, but I was able to whittle some cycles from the period and got it down to this. Not much to say about this one, just a decent machine that would have places significantly lower than my scoring soul. It uses the gimmick though, and that's something I care about. This is my first ever showcase submission, yay. Congratulations. Usually I'd wish luck to those placing above me, but since the scoring submissions are done, I can actually congratulate insert latency winner and insert height winner for their wins. Please Please actually swap the right names in stream host. It looks super cool if I have somehow predicted the outcome, but it'd also be hilarious you read this as is, so take your pick. Anyway, congrats in spirit, EP. Signed, Trixie Kagami, the Cheshire Alchemist, submitting a showcase since 2025. Sorry. Alright. Next up, we have actually seen this soul. Hello Jasper's HG Solve. But he also actually made a TG Solve, which uses a debonder. He makes a wrong bond first, then removes the bond to strand the half finished molecule into place. Could have also done a second bonder instead. Alright, next up, WG by Hello Jasper. If this Alparitos my width soap, I'll be very, very ashamed. Okay, thankfully it doesn't. So yeah, single piston arm, 4-track, 2 bonders, calcifier, burlow, and duplication, and that's it. And this is the last. Uh, this is the last showcase by Ceres, Public Static Final Bestagon. Another assemblage of production cabinets to demonstrate reactions to the unenlightened nobility. None of them understand my true genius. Compressing this reaction to suitable spaceport demo prove tricky. While at first the cabinet of size 3 appears appealing, attempting to place everything proves infeasible. Size 4 is thus the minimum I have achieved. Even in the enlarged space, Van Berlo's wheel is a significant portion of the cabinet. I did some experimenting with designs which had the wheel sliding on a track, but in practice this only takes up more space. Settling on this layout was more happenstance than a planned endeavor. I began by placing bundles for the final assembly, and the arm and wheel arrangement sort of fell out of making sure that assembly would work. This solve also uses every possible space within the cabinet. Not a single hex can be removed. Highly satisfying. Alright. Jemu, I'm sorry, but I like speedran this stream because there were like 50 some meters each metric. So all right. Now the next week's puzzle is thermic capacitor. It is a it is a cabinet puzzle, and these are the reagents, the outputs. There's a triplex bond, and yeah. The metrics are sum and instructions. Sum of cost cycles and instructions, and and sum refers to the sum of cost cycles and instructions, and the secondary for the instruction metric is cycles then cost. All right. So I guess that's it. Thanks for having me, and thanks for having me, and have fun. Good luck, have fun.